Namaste. In this video, we will talk about one of an important asana in the yoga practice, which is Adho Mukha Svanasana or the downward facing dog pose. This asana is so important because it works on our full body strength and flexibility, and it is part of almost all the yoga sequences that we see. So let's see how we build correctly and safely the practice of Adho Mukha Svanasana. To go into the asana, as you start building up your practice, it is advised that you start from the tabletop pose like this. Here in this pose, the palms are below the shoulders, my knees are below my hips, and the feet are also hip distance apart. Now we tuck in our feet and push our hips towards the ceiling, bringing our head back between our arms. So this is the Adho Mukha Svanasana, in which our body is in this inverted V pose. After you've had like a look at the asana, let's go into the details of the correct posture, what you need to take in mind as you build into the practice. So as we come into the Adho Mukha Svanasana, if you are spending 2 to 3 minutes in the asana, then try and start observing your body, where try to take your heels towards the floor. As you push the heels towards the floor, you'll notice that your back of the legs open up. As the backs open up, feel that stretch in your calf muscles and your thighs. Then bring the feeling or the awareness to your hips and push the hips towards the ceiling. As you push the hips towards the ceiling, squeeze in your core using the core as well. Core is the part of our abdomen which is below the navel, so press it in towards the spine. Then bring your attention to your shoulders, and in this posture we have to keep our shoulders in this neutral position so that you're not curving in like this and you're not even arching like this, whereas the head should be between the arms and stay over there. Also, as the palms are on the floor on your mat, press the palms into the mat, straightening your arms, and use that pressure from the palms to make a straight line from the palms to the hips, and then another straight line from the hips to your feet, being in that inverted V pose, which is the correct asana. And then come down. To relax back after you practice Adho Mukha Svanasana, you can go into the downward, into Balasana. And stay over there in the child's pose for a few moments, keeping your head onto the floor, relaxing, taking a few breaths over there. So that is the practice of the Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you practice this asana, you would notice that it stretches the back of the legs and thus it increases the flexibility. As it also stretches our spine, there is increased oxygen flow in our body. In this asana, our head comes below our heart. That increases the blood circulation into our head, and with that increased flow of the blood, we become more focused. Also, to build a good yoga practice, it is important that you take care of some of your joints. Now, the joint which takes pressure in Adho Mukha Svanasana is your wrist joint. You'll sometimes notice that if you've been in the asana practicing it for 2 to 3 minutes, it is possible that you'll notice there is pressure or stress that builds up in these joints. So to release that pressure, we can do wrist rolls, and I would advise you to do these after the practice. So bring your palms together like this, press into them like we are in this Namaskar asana. Now to take the wrist rolls, open your hands towards the front, then pressing the wrist against one another and then bringing it back into the Namaskar again back. Take one more time, take a look, pressing it against one another and bringing it together. You can do the same thing then in the other direction as well, really pressing the wrist towards one another and then bringing it back. Again, taking the hands towards yourself, opening it up and bringing it back into the Namaskar asana. These rolls, you will notice, Press onto the wrist in the other direction, and thus they stretch the wrist and release the pressure off them so that you can protect your joints. With that, do a safe practice. To watch more videos, please subscribe to this channel. If you have any comments or thoughts, please write in the comment section below. Thank you.